United States Post Office, Cameron, Arizona 86020. Cameron Trading Post. Gallery. Car park. Many people here. Moonrise. It's a very beautiful sky. Some of the buildings no longer functional. Restaurant, motel, Indian arts and crafts, and dining room. Colors are really nice, really beautiful. No pets. The Little Colorado River in Cameron brings water down the canyon, running downhill, but actually north, into the main Colorado River. The sky shows that we're at sunset. Colors really quite beautiful. The red rocks, the red sky. So this is the old bridge and a new road bridge next to it. You can see there's some water in the river. Cameron Trading Post. Motel and souvenir restaurants. Other things are here. Power of water to erode. Another side of the Wild West. The history of the trading posts. Return home. Two distinct cultures coexist. Wild Navajo land and how they operated. So Cameron Trading Post is on Navajo land. Again, you're walking tour here. It's a tour of Navajo history. It's 12,000 to 6,000 BC. Ice Age Paleo-Indian hunters are living in what is now the American Southwest. Paleo-Indian petrograph of a mammoth with a giant bison partially overlapping on it. These are the oldest petrographs in the Colorado Plateau. (6,000 BC to 1C). Paleo-Indians have become archaic hunter-gatherers who slowly evolve into agrarian cultures including Anasazi, Fremont, and Kahoni. Archaic bitches. (1040 to 1100) volcanic eruptions northeast of what is now Flagstaff, Arizona, witnessed by local indigenous people and start to form a cinder cone known as Sunset Crater. Built by the Anasazi people in Canyon des Chelly, White House Ruin sits in a sandstone cave among the lower ruins. The Anasazi abandoned much of their former territory. Descendants migrate and integrate with other farming peoples to become the famous Puebloans, village dwellers of New Mexico, and Hopi in Arizona. There are also in this display some other art. Flagstaff black on white bowl, early Pueblo 3, 1100 to 1200. 1350, possibly the earliest Navajo sites in the American Southwest are established in the upper San Juan River drainage in what is now New Mexico. Utes and Paiutes frequent this area as temporary hunters and gatherers. A herd of Navajo sheep is grazing in a photograph. 1500s, the Spanish explorations, colonizations, and warring of southwestern native peoples begin. At some point, native peoples, Navajos, acquire churros, sheep, goats, and horses from the Spanish. Francisco Vasquez de Coronado expedition enters the American Southwest from New Spain, Mexico, in search for fabled 7 cities of Cibola, only to be disappointed that there's no gold or silver. On the eastern plains of New Mexico, Coronado encounters Athabascan-speaking, semi-nomadic bison hunters called Curinchos, perhaps ancestral Navajos. 1626, one of the earliest written specific descriptions of Navajo people, Apache Dao Nabatsi, is included in the Francisco Fray Geronimo Jarrat's Salmonen's manuscript, Relaciones. 1680, some Navajos participate in the Pueblo Revolt to expel the Spanish from the southwest. Fearing retribution, Puebloan refugees join with the Navajos, moved to Hopi. 1692, Spanish retake the New Mexican Pueblos and the one Hopi village, Abatobi, with other Hopis destroyed in 1700. Woman standing by Navajo dwelling with a horse. Earliest known Hogan sites in the 1600s. Late 1600s to early 1700s, Navajo Pueblitos, distinctive multi-room masonry structures appear in Tenete to defend against attacks by Utes and Spaniards. In 1750s, Spanish raids forced Navajos out of Tenete in northwestern New Mexico into present-day Arizona. 1805, Spanish soldiers kill more than 100 Navajo women and children hiding in a cave and capture many more in a violent battle in Canyon de Muerto, Canyon of the Dead. 1821, Mexico gains independence from Spain but continues the warring and enslaving of Navajos started by the Spanish. 1846, President James Polk declares war on Mexico to fulfill the manifest destiny idea of the United States, spreading from coast to coast. 1848, the Treaty of Guadalupe officially ends the war. Unrest continues between the United States and the Navajo. 1849, several clan leaders meet with Colonel John Washington and Indian agent Charles James Calhoun in Chusca Mountains to broker a peace. At the end, shots ring out. 1850, Bill Conasani conducts the first trading at Cameron by pack train. New Mexico Territory is established. 1851, an attempt to control the Navajos, Fort Defiance is constructed in northeastern Arizona. but unfortunately there's a lot of tensions because it's placed in a grazing area. 1863, Arizona Territory splits off from New Mexico. 1864, Navajo captives begin the long walk. 1865, are held captive at Bosque Redondo. Navajos are issued unfamiliar foods, including wheat flour, but learn to make friberg, an adaptation of Mexican sopapiles. 1868, the negotiation of a peace treaty. Additions, 1868 to 1934, 3 portions are added. Many weavers in 1868. 1870, the first school set up at Fort Defiance. 1878, Navajo silversmiths. 1879, the Carlisle Indian Industrial School, established in Pennsylvania. 1880s, Navajo's women's traditional dress, consisting of 2 woven wool blankets sewn together, slowly replaced by the velvet blouse and long cotton skirt worn by local southwestern white women. 1887, the General Allotment Act, is adopted by U.S. Congress. The Darryl Act means Indian land is for sale. You can get fine lands in the West. Many Indians lose the tribal land. 1910 to 11, government bridge is constructed against the Little Colorado River. Cameron is now located. For the urging of territorial delegate Ralph Cameron, it was taken apparently from the tribe's trust without their consent. 1912, New Mexico and Arizona territories become states. New Cameron Trading Post is built in 1916. Oil is discovered in 1921. Talks here in the green about a skinwalker or medicine man. 1922, Secretary of Interior Albert Fall asserts that mineral rights on executive order reservations do not belong to the Indians. 1923, the Navajo Business Council, later named the Navajo Tribal Council, is established. It allows resource development on the reservation, so resources can belong to the tribe as a whole. The leader was Henry G. Dodge. Arizona Highway 64, from Cameron to the Grand Canyon, constructed by the Fred Harvey Company. Group of Fred Harvey car couriers. 1924, Indian Citizenship Act is enacted, partially in recognition of thousands of Native Americans who served in the armed forces in World War I, but did not guarantee the right to vote. There's a picture of Calvin Coolidge posed with Native Americans near the south lawn of a White House on February the 18th, 1925. 1926, overgrazing and the federal threat to the reservation will not be enlarged. Navajo Tribal Council passes a resolution to limit the number of horses per tribal member. 1928, Navajo Tribal Council regulations are amended to give Navajo women the right to vote. It's an ironic gesture, since Navajo women have traditionally always taken part in public decision meetings in the matrilineal and matrilocal culture. 1929, A Laughing Boy. It's a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Oliver Lafarge about the struggles of the Navajo to reconcile their traditional culture that of the United States is published. 1930s involuntary livestock reduction. Over 80% of the Navajo livestock killed with no compensation. It's in response to federal government concerns about preserving the range and erosion silting up Lake Mead. Above left, leaders of tribes of Flathead Indian Reservation of Western Montana visit the White House. The first tribe to submit a constitution in terms of the Wheeler-Holland Act. In 1934, Indian Reorganization Act, and in 1935, this Indian Reorganization Act is rejected by the Navajo people. 1936, Window Rock is selected to be the capital of Navajo Indian Reservation. 1937, the Navajo tribe adopts the Taylor Grazing Act, a federal law that provides a regulation of grazing to improve grazing conditions. 1939, Stagecoach, starring John Wayne, and is filmed in Monument Valley. 1939 to 45, about 3,600 Navajos served in World War II, with more than 400 selected to be Navajo code talkers. Coded messages for the Japanese. 1942, the U.S. Army opens Arizona Camp Navajo in Belmont. Drilling for uranium is a photograph. In 1944, uranium mining begins on the reservation. 1948, Arizona and New Mexico allow Native Americans, including Navajos, to vote. Annie Dodge Wanuka becomes the first woman on the Tribal Council in 1949. 1950s, Navajo Police Force, tribal courts, and many local chapters integrated into the council system. This is a great seal of the Navajo Nation. Designed in 1952. String game. 1964, Peabody Energy signs a contract with the Navajo tribe and with the Hopi tribe 2 years later, allowing the company mineral rights and use of an aquifer under Black Mesa to transport coal slurry. 1985, Hubert Traben closed in Ganago becomes a National Historic Site. 1966, Commissioner of Indian Affairs halts development of 1.6 million acres of tribal land in northeastern Arizona, claimed by both the Navajo Nation and the Hopi tribe. 1967, Tribal Council passes the Navajo Bill of Rights based on the U.S. Constitution. The resolution allows the use of hallucinogenic peyote cactus in Native American church ceremonies. 1968, World War II Navajo Code Orders finally receive recognition. The Navajo Community College is later established, Tene College. 1969, Navajo Indian Reservation is officially renamed Navajo Nation. In 1970, acclaimed author Tony Hinneman's first of 18 Navajo Tribal Police Mysteries, The Blessing Way. 1979, Navajos standing in Woodfrock and Crown Point area of New Mexico being victims of the nation's worst radioactive uranium spill. 1989, uranium mining on the reservation ends. 1989, Navajo Tribal Council changed its name to Navajo Nation Council. 1991, Navajo Nation government is reorganized in 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. first president. 1994, the proposal to change the official designation of the tribe from Navajo to Ninde is rejected by the tribal council.
I didn't bring one.
2006, 1966, Bennett freeze finally ends. Hopis get a cash settlement and control of some of their lands. Navajos open their first casino in 2008 at Fire Rock, located near Gallup, New Mexico. And the Monument Valley Balloon Festival, 2010. 2013, the 1977 Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, is dubbed in Navajo. Finding Nemo is dubbed. New bridge constructed over Little Colorado River to better handle today's heavy traffic. So the Navajo Nation is larger than 10 of the 50 states, with a population of 300,000 Navajos. 60% are under the age of 25. We totally surround the Hopi Reservation. Encompasses 12 villages located on First Mesa, Second Mesa, Third Mesa. So that's the story. Turquoise jewelry is very popular. There's a lot of art making of turquoise. Various goods are sold in the shops. China figures,